Hello, let me do some live on Facebook. Just a minute. Share image. Okay. Hello, we are still setting up. Just 1 second. Okay. Hi. Wow, this is our first Facebook Live on one of our Friday forums. My name is Cami Ross, and I'm a study abroad advisor at Case Western Reserve University. I go by she and her pronouns, and I'm excited to talk to you about today's presentation, LGBTQIA+ study abroad. You can study abroad no matter your identity or background. Studying abroad strengthens your academic skills and makes you more marketable. Often the biggest obstacle to studying abroad can be your own perception, and I'm here to say you can do it. There are strong LGBTQ communities all around the world, and you may be surprised that the places where you might have the most reservations, people generally don't talk about it, sexuality or gender ever. So honestly, it wouldn't even come up unless you want it to. So there also may be some pretty cool coursework abroad that is uniquely attractive to you. For example, DIS abroad has a gender equality and sexuality course in Scandinavia that also has a built-in study tour to Berlin. Maastricht in the Netherlands has gender and diversity studies, and many of our schools in the UK and Ireland, like Manchester or UCD, have large gender and sexuality departments and course selections. You may be surprised what courses are available to you abroad that aren't offered on our campus. So, of course, there are some special considerations for LGBTQ community members who are considering studying abroad. You'll find some countries are more open than the US, while some countries are less open. In fact, it's still criminalized in 75 countries. You will want to consider how comfortable you are with being open about your sexuality. Even if you don't vocalize things, how you dress or act may give it away. Then again, how you perceive yourself to be out may actually be cultural, and it may not be inferred in the same way abroad. You'll want to reflect on your culturally based ideas and definitions of gender and sexuality. So here are some specific questions to ask yourself and think about. Will the local cultural values and host country laws affect your decision about where to study abroad? Does your LGBTQ+ identity conflict with your host country values, with the religious or traditions? Do you want or need to be part of a supportive LGBTQ+ community? Are there LGBTQ+ organizations on your host campus or in the community? What, if any, safety considerations should you be aware of? Is it safe for you to be out about your sexuality or gender identity in your host community? That's a big question. What is the social perception of members of the LGBTQ+ community in your host culture? What role do trans individuals play in your host culture? And does your study abroad program offer LGBTQ plus friendly housing? So now you've decided you're ready to study. Be sure to connect with previous LGBTQ plus students who have studied abroad to talk about how they navigate sexual and gender identity in their host country. Utilize the resources and speak with staff at our office and the LGBT Center at Case Western Reserve's campus, especially before departure, just so you can set yourself up with as much support as you need. So research is important. You will want to research what kinds of rights LGBTQ plus individuals have in your host country. Are there any specific laws regarding same-sex relationships or associations with LGBTQ plus individuals? There are many easy to read maps through Equalidex or the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans, and Intersex Association, like you see here. So there are lots of blogs and other websites out there to help you get a real world picture about studying abroad and how to navigate your identity and or safety in different cultures. Queer in the World, Global Gaze, Go Abroad's LGBTQ resource, IFSA's personal stories to help students see themselves abroad, and there are so many more, many of which are listed on our website under diversity and inclusion. And don't forget about money. There are lots of scholarships for students in the LGBTQ plus community. Some of these are listed on our website, like Diversity Abroad, Gamma Mu, ISA, Diversity Scholarship, and the Rainbow Scholarship. But don't forget about non-LGBTQ plus specific scholarships. There are lots of those too. So now you're heading to the airport. Here are some TSA notes on transgender passengers through the airport. Use the same name, gender, and birth date as indicated in your government issued IDs. 1 second, because I think that there might be an issue. Shoot. I see participants. I don't see anyone waiting, so I don't know. Wanted to make sure there was no one waiting, so I guess I'll continue. So, you have to use the same name, gender, and birth date as indicated on your government issued ID. You want to watch for medical equipment and packed medicines. Remember, you will need to walk through an imaging or metal detector, and you will be gendered based on your presentation. You can be patted down if you don't want to walk through. This can absolutely be requested. And also remember that you can contact TSA in advance if you have any questions. So while you're there, be sure to find your community. You may find clubs on campus, or you may need to dig a little deeper into the community, depending upon the country. You may also find that activism differs a lot around the world. You will gain your own independence, I promise. You'll find that you discover a lot about yourself while you're abroad. Why are your reactions the way they are? How are they attached to culture? What is learned versus what is instinct? And you won't be the same person, and you will definitely see things differently. So we are here to support you. Not only is our website a great resource, but our staff would be happy to connect with you about LGBTQIA+ students who have studied abroad in the past and who can talk about their experiences. We want you to study abroad, and we are here to help with any questions or concerns you may have. Thank you, and don't forget to set up an appointment or speak with an advisor about starting your own study abroad journey. And make sure to come to our drop-in hours on Tuesdays. So now I will be taking questions.